Hey up, Sofa Squad. We are live back with another edition of On the Sofa. And we've got Margaret Thatcher's gynecologist with us.
That's me, by the way, in case I fooled you.
Or we did have. The
Oh, have I
screen's
gone?
gone black. This is awkward. But
Seems
there you are. Oh, it's
seems
gone.
to be working for me.
Oh, there you are. You are here.
Yes, I didn't go anywhere.
Oh,
Are you trying to do technical things again? Because nothing went wrong on my end.
that's weird. No, I haven't been doing any. I haven't been doing any technical things.
Good.
No, the screen just went.
That is the rule, isn't it? You're
Hmm.
not allowed to do technical things, Mike.
No, I'm not allowed to. I've learnt my lesson.
Hmm.
But the screen went black, or rather, your screen went black, I should say.
Oh, maybe it was me. I'll have to check out the evidence later.
Yeah, but never mind. It's all good. Oh, that's a bit fancy. Your Twitter handle coming up on the screen like that. There it goes.
That's how proper technical people do proper technical things, you see.
You'll have to teach me your tricks of the trade. But
I spend more time. I don't actually use OBS apart from I have to as a virtual camera, which is feeding into what we on Streamlabs, StreamYards.
Yeah,
but I can't use it for broadcasting, obviously, because I'm a poor person, and I can't afford the internet. But I spend a bizarre number of hours fucking around in it for something that I don't really use.
fair enough. But so I was away last week, as you know, because the girls were with me. And but so what did I miss? What's going on in the world?
Oh, blimey. That's a good question. You're going to need audience help for this one because I can't fucking remember. I mean, how can you keep up with this shit? No idea.
Yeah, I know. Every day's a shit show, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying, what the fuck was that? Maybe I am broken. I'm sensing gremlins. As I was saying earlier, I can remember just back to about 6 p.m., which is when all this stuff over here just kicked off. Oh, Greg wants to do lorry drivers.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Greg is very concerned about the lorry driver situation, and so he should be.
Yeah.
I'm not making light of the situation, but you're sure, Mike? Go for it. I know you've got a little piece of paper and a list.
But let's talk about the lorry drivers because it is a bit of a problem, isn't it?
We can talk about them, but they won't hear us.
No, but
this is also true. Nerdy makes a good point there. Refuse collection is also totally fucked up. Might not be affecting everybody, may or may not be affecting you, Mike. I don't know, but it is a problem. People are waiting a month to have this is a fun one, and it's a true. There are people, it depends where you live, obviously, and on your council, but I was reading a couple of weeks ago, someone was saying he'd got the notification from the council that the bins were not going to be collected. He'd already been waiting a month. And have you heard this? Do you know what the advice that they were being given was?
No.
Put your rubbish in a bag, put it in your fridge.
Oh my, for goodness sake. That's ridiculous.
That's the fucking country we live in.
Yeah. And Yeah, that's terrible. We're you know, it's going to be like the winter of discontent all over again.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll have power outages next. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I'm not falling for that one. I don't actually remember them, but I was, let's just say, maybe I was around at the time, and I'm very aware of what it was like. You're a little bit too young.
Yeah, I am. But we've got a few people in the chat this evening. We've got Nerdy, we've got the African Humanist, we've got Purple, we've got Greg.
Esther.
So hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Purple. Hey Purps.
Let me know if you want to join the, you know, if you want to join in, and I'll link you up. But so why is all this
hang on, I've just got to edit my name because that's really annoying me now.
Okay.
It was way too long. It was bugging me.
That's what she said.
I know.
But why?
By she, do you mean Margaret Thatcher? Because I'm just not going there.
But but why? There's empty. You know, there's this shortage of lorry drivers has led to empty shelves in supermarkets. And but what's the issue? Is it because of COVID? Is it because of the pandemic, or is it because of Brexit?
Oh my God, you actually said that word. No. There is no such thing as a pingdemic. It's not a real thing. I assure you it's not a real thing. The lorry driver shot, I'm doing this for Greg because I love Greg, and he asked, okay? And I know that Mike loves to take viewer questions, so I'm just going to handle this for you. The lorry driver shortage is not a new thing that magically started a week or two ago. It's been going on since January the 1st. Wonder why. And it's never been a secret. Never been a secret. But slowly and surely, as more, because of all the extra red tape and how lorry drivers now, it's just not worth their time to live in this country because it's shit. And so they've all fucked off back to EU countries. The extra bureaucracy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This has been going on since January, but it's been a very, very slow and gradual thing. And because I'm awesome, I've been monitoring this situation. And so the shelves have been getting gradually less stocked. But you wouldn't necessarily notice it because supermarkets are clever. They move things around.
Yeah.
But in the last 2 weeks, it's kind of hit, I was going to say the peak, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till October the 1st. This is a stool prediction. I call it a stool diction. Wait till the 1st of October. I made that up. Wait till the 1st of October. Then the shit is really going to hit the fan. And then
why? What happens on the 1st of October?
No. I'm doing my thing here.
Okay.
And that leads us in. That leads us into December. Think about this one, Mike. That leads us then into December because that's Christmas. Now, what the fuck do you think British people are going to do when they can't buy potatoes and turkeys? It's going to go mental.
Yeah.
You know what happened with KFC, don't you? You remember that? By the way, yes. Breaking news, in case you haven't seen it, KFC are now struggling to provide certain meals because they can't get some of their ingredients delivered thanks to this malarkey. So I do feel sorry for the emergency operators who have to answer the phones. I've forgotten the question. what was it? Oh yeah, October the 1st is when there's a new play around with I am a prophet. Thank you, Nerdy. It's just a shame I don't profit from doing this. But maybe I should write a book like Mike did.
Maybe.
Check his book out on Amazon.
Yeah, link in the description.
October the 1st is when we have another one of those things that are going to happen on this date, and it's about checking goods that cross borders. It means it gets really more shit and difficult for us on mainland GB to be fed, to be given our food. And if you look into the situation about, how they've now said that the army is on standby to take over the deliveries. Well, that's planned for, I think it's the last week in September.
Yeah.
Not now, when it's bad, but last week in September, which ties in very nicely with the first week in October thing.
Yeah.
Because this is not going to get better. It's going to get nothing short of a fucking shittier shit show than it already is. It's going to get really, really bad. And I'll wind this up one now because I think I've covered this very nicely for Greg. I've done my best, Greg. I really have tried. But if you think back to what happened COVID related at Christmas, you remember Boris saving Christmas and all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what British people are like. British people are not going to be happy if they can't get their potatoes. That's another story. If they can't get their potatoes and their turkey and all the other stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Hence why they're doing the army in September, the week before the new rules. It's all about delivery times. Did I do okay though, Greg? Listen, I didn't have anything prepared for that. That was literally off the cuff. Have I done good?
Well, he says thank you anyway.
Oh God, I was worried. I get worried in case I upset Greg because I love him, not in a weird way.
But
speaking of weird ways, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, I won't do that. I got in trouble for this the other day. No, carry on.
But hang on a minute. I thought there was going to be nothing but sunlit uplands. What happens?
I don't know. It's almost as if all of this was predicted and very obvious. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if you're the government, and I use that term very loosely, but if you're the government of the UK now, what you really need to do is to distract the people with this shit show. Hence, pingdemic, not a real thing, never was. The original story a couple of weeks ago was that supermarkets didn't have enough staff to stack the shelves because of the pingdemic. Absolute arse, complete bollocks. It's because there are no delivery drivers.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
that's it, isn't it?
Luckily and thankfully, now that we are not in the evil EU, our government has been able to relax regulations for lorry drivers. Very helpful, don't you think? They're now allowed to drive longer hours before they have to take a break.
Yeah.
See where this is heading?
Nerdy's saying it's not just perishables that are screwed. Then we've got the kids going back to school and university.
Well, to be honest, the kids can fuck off because they've all done very well today with the grades, etc. So I'm not going to have a go at the kids.
The kids are all right.
I was just going to do that, Kylie Minogue.
And also
I love the Kylie and Robbie version. That excites me.
Oh, right, okay.
You've no idea what I'm talking about, have you?
No. I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh, you stick to your shit music that you tweet about.
But anyway, before we came on air, you were telling me about anti-vaccine protesters who stormed BBC HQ years after.
I need to quickly point two things out. There seems to be an ad top right on your screen. Now, the first one was advertising some kind of alcohol for £16 a bottle. Now, prices are going up in this country. 16 quid for what looked like a bottle of piss. Yeah. Also, new ad, £1 for that stuff. I bet that stuff kills COVID. Okay, I've done it now.
But they stormed Television Centre, going after the BBC, even though they moved out years ago even.
There's a wonderful / terrifying video that I saw yesterday about this. And for the benefit of our foreign friends, these absolute nut jobs, anti-vaxxers, of course, stormed what they thought was BBC HQ. That building was sold about 10 years ago. The BBC have nothing to do with it. This is how fucking awesome these people are.
Yes.
Just to do basic geography, technically the HQ of the BBC is in Portland Place, which is in the centre of London. Broadcasting House. New Broadcasting House, to be technical. They travelled all the way to Shepherd's Bush, which is not in the centre of London, to go to a building that the BBC haven't owned for 10 years. This is where I get nerdy. Sorry, Nerdy Rodent. It's now mostly residential flats and restaurants and a cinema. It's a place where rich people live. Out of the original, I think, 12 glorious studios that the BBC had there are now 3. They are all leased by ITV.
Yeah.
Good Morning Britain, This Morning, Lorraine, and Loose Women. So all these fuckers turned up at a place that has nothing to do with the BBC to protest against the BBC in a place where Loose Women is made. What a fuck.
Yes.
And these are the people that think we're being chipped to be tracked.
Talk about do some research. It says purple. Yes. I mean, you'd think they'd just spend a couple of seconds on Google first before they
do
left
your own
home.
research.
Yeah, exactly.
What is really terrifying about that thing, I mean, it's hilarious, hence my #Pebble Mill, because that was trending. I know the Americans don't get it, but that fucker was trending for a long time. And you can guess why, Mike, because everybody was saying, well, you probably saw it, but everyone was saying, whoa, I'm going to storm Pebble Mill tomorrow, which, by the way, was demolished 20 years ago.
Yes.
There is a serious thing to the video that I saw about the storming of what is not the BBC HQ. Paras as in the people who wear the purple berets, army people. A lot of those were shown in that video. And apparently on certain on certain far right kind of social media places, they've been saying, okay, like Paris, let's go and do this thing. But the video that I saw, and what looked like the leader of this group, he's got his beret on, he's got his army backpack on, and he's been all army. He's clearly very unwell. Whatever, that's none of my business, but he's not a well person, and he's ranting and raving, and he's calling all the sheeple paranoid, and and all that nonsense, and he's in the wrong fucking place while he's making this video.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Maybe he's had I don't know. If he was genuinely in the army, who knows? People do often lie about this. Maybe a bad thing happened and he's got problems. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have to look at what is it called? I'd have to look at Google Maps, because I'm pretty sure that Shepherd's Bush is a pretty long trek from Portland Place. It's a trek.
Yeah.
And not one single one of them did their research.
Yeah. Terrible, isn't it?
And and I know you talked about this one before, but this is the same crowd of Muppets who Piers Corbyn, the Monopoly money.
Yes.
These are not normal people. They're really not. I'm beginning to think, might be onto something here, that this whole do your own research might not be as much as they claim.
Because he got tricked into accepting a bribe to stay away from one of the vaccine companies. Which one was it?
Did you cover this in one of your earliest shows?
No, I didn't. It happened during my week off.
I didn't want to go over old stuff. Nerdy's got the right idea.
I get stalled to do my own research.
That's always the best way. Piers, if you don't mind, or if you want to do it, you do it.
No, go ahead.
Again, for the benefit of our foreign friends, Piers Corbyn is the brother of Jeremy. I forgot his fucking. Is it Jeremy?
Yes.
Shit. I almost forgot his name. Is the brother of Jeremy Corbyn, who was the leader of the Labour Party.
Yes.
Piers Corbyn is, let us just say, a character. Anti-vax. He turns up on Sundays in Trafalgar Square to claim that, Bill Gates and all that shit. Yeah. And a couple of YouTubers played a bit of a prank on him. They pretend, and I think it's on video. I haven't seen the video, but I've read about it. They played a prank on him, and they pretended that they were representatives of one of the vaccine manufacturers, AstraZeneca, I think. And the little prank they did was, look, Piers, stop saying bad things about us. Here's like 10 grand. Here's £10,000. Just stop saying bad things.
Yeah. Yes.
And he accepted it.
Yeah.
It was monopoly money. Literally monopoly money.
Yeah. They did the old switcheroo, because when he checked the envelope first and it was real money, but they distracted him. And while he was distracted, one of their co-conspirators came and swapped swap the real money for the monopoly money. But they were posing as people who had, I don't know, shares in AstraZeneca, and they said, "Look, if you take this money, could you leave off AstraZeneca and just focus on the other two vaccine companies?" And he said, "Yeah, we can do that." So he got shown up for being the grifter that he is.
And that is what it always boils down to. It's always about the grift.
Yeah.
Always.
And we got Godless Gum in the chat.
I actually watched that, Jeff. I enjoy it when Beer Curtains does one of his random, let's just rant about something for a few minutes. I did watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it as well. But what a tosser. I really don't like him.
Let's look at the characters who have been turning up in Trafalgar Square every Sunday protesting these things. You've got Piers Corbyn, obviously a knob. David Icke.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that should be a fucking klaxon, shouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
James Melville, if you're familiar with him.
Oh, yes, I am, yeah.
He's now very into this. He's very discombobulated.
Apparently so, yeah.
I don't know.
But I used to follow James Melville back in the day, because he used to tweet. He used to be a good guy. He used to,
he discovered the grift.
Yeah,
he discovered the grift, and when people started bitching about him on Twitter, I couldn't remember who the fuck he was, and so okay, you don't like him, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized he was following me. Now, that's always a bad sign, because if somebody with whatever he's got, 30,000 followers, is following a dick like me, that's also a klaxon, because who the fuck follows me? But I think that story is probably he's on the grift. He's discovered the grift. That's very obvious to me.
Yeah.
And fun fact, and I forget if Jeff is aware of this or not, but I think there's a Scientology connection there. The James Melville. I think so, yeah. Because Farage is now involved in the Scientology grift. That's another story. I don't want to do Scientology. I know way too much about that shit.
Kate Shemirani's comments at that rally were the worst. How fucking vile of a human being is she?
That was absolutely fucking sick. Yeah.
But was she the one who compared it to the Holocaust?
Yeah.
To Auschwitz?
She mentioned Nuremberg trials and
yeah.
I think obviously she's according to her son, if you've seen that, she lost the plot a long time ago.
I saw that, yeah. I saw that article.
Well, if you've seen his video, he actually talks about it. And apparently she went down the rabbit hole quite a long time ago. She's into all the usual bullshit.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, though, a normal person would just go, yeah, fuck off. But there are a lot of people who fucking listen to this shit.
Yeah.
And they believe it.
Dawn Knobhead is saying, Stalled is that Superman. I can't recognize him when he's not wearing his hat. Is he here?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Anyway, but we
that's now just given me a really bad idea.
All right, go on.
No, I can't tell you, otherwise it'll spoil the surprise.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I'll just share the article and then we'll talk.
When you say we,
yeah,
we've been here 32 minutes and I've not shut up. I'm really sorry.
yeah. Virginia Guthrie, Prince Andrew accuser, files civil case in US.
Yeah.
He's in trouble, isn't he?
Well, I guess you would have to define the word trouble, because it's not like he's going to get a knock on the door.
No.
Because he's hiding. He's in hiding at the moment with his mum.
Yeah.
And if I was listening to Cressida Dick, sorry, it's a funny name, sue me. I was listening to Cressida Dick this morning, and she was talking about this. So we as in our police in this country have no reason to investigate anything any further, unless the people in America land ask for some kind of assistance.
But because it's just a civil case, they can't extradite him, can they?
I don't know the answer to that. I've never, I've done a lot of things in my life, but I've never tried to extradite a royal. I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure they've got their own special set of rules about this.
But even if he doesn't, even if he refuses to show up to the court, the trial can still go ahead without him. And the judge is more likely to find him to rule against him if he's not there.
Yeah,
it just makes himself look guilty if he doesn't turn up.
Well, he kind of looks a bit guilty now.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. I mean, his story is so ludicrous.
Yeah.
That, oh God. I really don't know what will happen about this one, because in the olden days, this would be a huge story.
Yes.
But now, in the age that we live in, son of Queen allegedly does rude things with young girls isn't even a headline anymore, because we now have to talk about the pandemic. Funny how that works.
But some people are suggesting that he could be covered by crown immunity.
Who are these some people that are suggesting this?
I don't know exactly, but
is it some people?
Yes, some people, but no, but
is it like Trump's many people?
But no, I saw a video about it, and they were saying, they were saying that he could be covered by crown immunity, but surely
I don't know. I've no idea if that's a real thing or not. I suspect it might be, but I'm not totally sure. But Cressida Dick did say this morning twice, nobody is above the law. And she did make it very clear, to be fair. So
yes, it did. But Nerd is saying sovereign immunity or crown immunity is a legal doctrine whereby sovereign or state cannot commit a legal wrong and is immune from civil suit or criminal prosecution.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that's a real thing that's written down somewhere. He's probably got diplomatic immunity also.
Yeah.
And we know how shit that can be.
So
yeah.
I don't think he'll be prosecuted for this.
I don't know. They can't make him turn up anywhere to give any kind of evidence or anything. But can he be prosecuted? It depends on. Oh, we need a legal person, and I'm not a legal person. In this country, we can't do anything because the alleged crimes were committed in America.
Yeah.
So it's a jurisdiction issue. So it has nothing to do with our laws or police. So it would have to be America. And what can America do? They can't make him turn up to give evidence or anything. So I'm going to vote. Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Hans is saying, not sure how it is in the UK, but think the King of Norway can do pretty much everything except deconverted from Christianity.
I want to be the King of Norway.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds like a good gig, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Shall we fuck off to Norway?
Yes. Yeah, I think we should. But
I'm going to do a little ballot, I think, later. I'm going to ask my friends to vote for me to be the King of Norway.
Yeah.
I would be an awesome King of Norway.
Yeah, I think you would. Definitely. But no, I don't think anything. I think the most that will happen to Prince Andrew from this is that he will be hidden away in a state house somewhere, and you all get swept under the carpet.
Yeah, I mean, in the very olden days, you remember what happened to I forget the king's name, that one who fucked off, the one who was poking the American woman.
Yes,
they shuffled him off to one of our places, one of our colonies.
Yeah.
one of our places.
Yeah.
To keep him out of the way. But saying that, he was monitored for the rest of his life by our secret services.
Yeah. And maybe Andrew will too.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of it. I've now thought in the last 2 minutes, I've decided nothing is going to come of this whatsoever. The lady who's making the accusations currently will probably get a good book deal. That's pretty much
probably
it.
Yeah. But she doesn't have any. Does she have any evidence that he did these things?
Well, is she not the one who's in those photographs?
Yeah, but that doesn't prove that he assaulted her.
No, but it proves that he lied about having met her.
Yeah, well.
And because one of his original silly lies, or two of his original silly lies, was number one, I don't sweat.
Yeah.
Who the fuck says that? Who's advising you, you dick? And in the photo, he's sweating. And his other thing was, it's a fake photo. Well, it's been analysed, and it clearly isn't a fake photo because she has his arm around him. He said it's not her arm, so that's a lie.
Yeah. But why would you lie about something that can be so easily, checked out? And
I'm thinking he's digging a very big hole for himself here. Again, nothing will happen, but it's like the thing about the pizza place.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, that was just not a real thing.
That was stupid.
It really wasn't.
Again,
why would you even say that?
That could be easily fact checked, and but all of this, unfortunately, I've got a sneaky suspicion that it's all circumstantial evidence.
That's what it will be. That's what it will come down to it being. Yeah, I mean, he's clearly lying. I mean, that's my opinion. But if you're one of the sons of the Queen, and you can remember going to a certain semi-famous pizza outlet 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Firstly, that's fucking weird to remember that. But secondly, you've got royal protection. There'll be logs of this.
Yes, exactly. Greg is saying, welcome to the big lie era. And Nerdy is saying he won't turn up. There will be a default judgment against him, and he will simply never go to America again. That will be the last of it.
Yeah, we should probably. Whoa, excuse me. We should probably be taking. What the fuck? Probably is now a difficult word. Who knew? We should probably now be taking bets on this because my bet would be he becomes a recluse and we never hear or see anything of him ever again.
Yeah, that would be my bet as well.
He'll be like one of the other ones that we don't talk about. Like the ones that they put in mental institutions that we weren't allowed to know about.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Real Britannia.
Anyway, moving on. Let's if I can press the right button.
That fucker, you never give any warning. I open my mouth to speak and that thing hits me in the head. By the way, I just need to make something very clear to Doorknob Head. I'm also posh. You can tell with my accent, I'm posh as fuck me.
Greensill.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the panorama thing about it?
Is this a new thing recently, or?
It's come out that Cameron made $10 million before the company's collapse.
I'm familiar. What is the date on the thing you're looking at? I'm familiar with the story. I know that he
3 days ago.
Okay, so we're on the same page, right? Yeah. The story's been out for a couple of months, but a few days ago, as you're probably now going to allude to, more details have emerged about how he's a massive lying. I'm not going to swear in front of Esther.
But he's a cunning stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And he He made about $10 million. That's from Greensill Capital before the finance company collapsed. Documents obtained by BBC Panorama suggest. And the article says this: the documents indicate the former Prime Minister received $4.5 million after crashing in Greensill shares in 2019. And but I suppose legally speaking, he's done nothing wrong. But morally speaking,
I think maybe legally, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think the similar thing I would give to you would be what's happening now in America land with Paul Rand.
what's happening
Paul
there?
Rand. Paul Rand. What a dick. Rand Paul.
Oh, right. Okay. What's happening with him?
He bought lots of one of those pretend drugs that cures COVID.
Okay.
And back in January of last year or whenever, he bought a shit ton of the stuff. Didn't declare this, but then spent from then until he's still doing it today, telling people, "Oh, masks don't work," blah blah blah, and all that shit. It's a grift.
Yeah.
It's using insider knowledge, so technically that is illegal. You know, insider trading is a thing. So if Cameron has access to information that other people do not have, and he uses that information to buy shares or sell shares or whatever, that is a crime.
But again, I don't. He won't go. He won't. There'll be no repercussions for him, will there?
No, of course not. No, absolutely not. No, there really won't. And this is the shocking state of this shithole that we live in, where there are no repercussions anymore, even for people who have the power of life and death over us. You know, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to say that doorknob. It's not that one. No, it's the other one that begins with I. Ivermectin, or whatever it's called.
All right. Nerdy saying all the repercussions are for the poor people, not the elites.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets a little bit worse as well.
To be fair about this, I'll be okay because I'm an elite. You can tell because I have a posh accent and I've got a big muff.
Something's not working here.
That's how I judge people these days. By the size of their muff. I'm going to regret saying that. Yeah. Do not at me.
But it gets worse because Zahari declines to explain content of Greensill texts between him and Cameron.
He's in trouble as well, isn't he?
He deleted the text messages.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we have this thing now, don't we, where they've been destroying their phones.
Yeah.
Or losing their phones. So nobody can check their WhatsApp messages, which, by the way, they're not supposed to be doing because they're government employees.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
These These twats are so corrupt. They really are.
Yeah. We're literally being governed by drug dealers.
Pretty much, yeah.
And gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's government by burner phone.
It really is, yeah. And I really hope you haven't got a ton, Mike, because Priti's gonna be after you.
Oh, we're gonna cover Priti next.
Oh God, dude! That sentence. Oh my
God! Holy shit! Phrasing. But
I'll just sit back and watch. No, I will not even do that because that's wrong. Also,
this is from the Stratford-upon-Avon Herald. Deleted texts between Nadeem Zahawi and former Prime Minister David Cameron about the troubled Greenshill business are at the centre of a new row over government transparency. The Stratford MP has declined to explain why he reportedly deleted texts to Mr. Cameron about Greenshill Capital. You only delete texts that when you've got something to hide.
Yeah, you also only lose your phone when you're hiding things. If they're using WhatsApp, let's just be blunt about this. You're hiding shit.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that normal everyday people can't use WhatsApp. If that's what floats your boats, go for it. Fine. I just said floats your boats. Farage. You're up to no good if you're using WhatsApp to conduct government business.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that. There really isn't.
Because there's no paper trail.
No. But if I understand correctly, the people are looking into the original burner guy, the original burner phone guy, not him, but the other one. Oh fuck. They're now trying to make it so that they can have access to people's personal messages, which is difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because it's not freedom of information, blah, 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 blah. This fucker, can I just say, unless I've got this wrong, Mike, I don't like him. Now, this is going to shock you because, as you know, I love everybody. This is the cunt. Is this the cunt who's in charge of our vaccines?
I think, yes, he is. Yeah. He's in charge of the vaccine rollout.
Yeah.
And he's the business minister as well, I think.
I don't trust him. Sometimes one of the best things you can do, not for your sanity, but just to get a bit of a heads up on how the minds of these people works. I am going to mention LBC, sorry, but if you listen to them, you know how they send out one of their people every day, so they'll do Sky News, BBC News, blah 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 blah,
yeah,
to talk about whatever the latest thing is, and you can pick up a lot because they get a bit of a longer time on LBC.
Yeah.
And so the lies are absolutely in your face, obvious and apparent.
Yeah.
And I can spot them from a mile away. Did you listen to Slight Tangent? Sorry. Unless you're going to cover it later. Education Secretary.
No. He's not on the list. So go on.
Okay. You'll know that you know his name. So Gavin Williamson, who's an absolute penis.
Yes.
He was interviewed on LBC. You've probably seen and heard it a couple of days ago about the exam results.
No, I didn't catch that actually.
So the exam results this week are for the A levels or whatever they're called now, which is a big deal because the kids for the past 2 years have not been allowed to take their exams because of COVID. He was asked if, and this guy's a massive fucking penis, and he's the education secretary. He's such a penis. And simple question. He said, I remember the excitement when I got my results, opening my A-level results. I remember the excitement. And he was asked a question, what grades did you get? Couldn't answer it.
Yeah.
Refused to answer. He probably could remember it, but refused to answer. This is the guy who got a job out of university. I use university loosely. He got a job at his parents' fireplace factory.
Yeah.
He sold fireplaces before he became the education secretary. Yeah, there's a massive irony here because this is all about what I'm doing now. This is about young kids who are thinking about their futures.
Yeah.
And this dick, as a lot of these Tory twats do, university, bing, get a job. They're hopeless at it. They've got no experience, qualifications, whatever. So he sold fireplaces. That was his job. I'm not mocking. If anybody is watching who sells fireplaces, good for you. I am not mocking your fucking job. But he went from that to Secretary of State for Education.
Yeah.
Come on, think about it.
Yeah.
And he can't remember his A-level results. Ah. Deep breath, count to 5. I'm going to mute and just turn myself off for a few minutes while I do a boy thing. No, Esther, not that. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So while he's muted, I'm going to share the next story. Because I think, we've got a couple of stories. We've got a couple of stories about Priti Patel. But first, this one from the Canary. A 66-year-old with suspected dementia is among UK residents Priti Patel, just deported to Jamaica. This is the story that Storr was alluding to earlier. And the article says this: Home Secretary Priti Patel and the UK government have once again deported UK residents to Jamaica despite legal interventions and outcry from campaign groups. Amongst those deported was a 66-year-old with suspected dementia. You're back with us, Storr.
Yes, I did my clicky noise. Carry on.
We're just talking about the story you were alluding to earlier about Priti Patel deporting people to Jamaica.
This is a very long. No, I'll rephrase. This is probably something that you could devote an hour to. I'm not suggesting you do that. But this is one of the most. I don't like that person at all.
No.
She's a very, very bleep. I'm not going to say it because she's in charge of the police in this country, so I'm going to be a good boy.
But
she's very, very vile. And this... No, sorry, go on.
Yeah, the Canary is reporting that one of the people that got deported was a 66-year-old with suspected dementia. As the Canary's Sophia Purdy Moore previously reported, the Home Office was set to deport dozens of people on the 11th of August. Some media outlets placed the figure at 90. It was sending them to Jamaica. Many of those the government detained came to the UK as children and some have children in the UK. And I'm going to skip a bit.
I feel left out. I went for a wee. And now everybody's been talking inside chat, so I'm just catching up.
All right.
I'm not used to you having such a big audience, Mike. I do apologise.
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
I know. No, to be honest, I'm used to it. Yeah.
But
basically, what this is, for the people, again, for my foreign friends who I'm legally not allowed to speak to anymore, so you Americans and what have you.
Yeah.
This is basically, it's Trumpism. It's race baiting. Yeah. It's appealing to the base. It's vile and it's absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely sickening. And just to answer Greg's question, this is the really sad thing, Greg, because some of these people, they were brought here when they were like 12 months old or 2 years old. They didn't choose to be here, but technically they are British citizens.
Yeah.
And so to send those people back, let's put aside, they may have done really bad crimes. That's a different argument. Some of them haven't. Some of them did really minor things 10 years ago. But to send them back to a country that they've never lived in, where they've got no family support or anything, that's fucking cruel.
Yes.
In fact, I'm gonna retract that. It's not cruel. It's race baiting nonsense that Priti Patel is doing to appeal to her racist fucking base.
Yeah.
Just going to point this out. I'm not a fan of Priti Patel.
The article goes on. Campaigners have raised concerns that people who came to UK as children are at risk of being on a charter flight to Jamaica on the 11th of August. This includes members of the Windrush generation and their descendants. According to the detainees, that campaign group Movement for Justice interviewed, some facing deportation have lived in the UK for 19 to 30 years. Following legal interventions, the Home Office has stated that a number of those potentially facing deportation will no longer be travelling on the planned flight, but the government still intends to go ahead with the deportation.
This is baiting. This is propaganda at its worst. I'm not going to Godwin myself, but this is really playing to the base here, because despite what the racists in this country will tell you, we do actually deport a lot of people from this country. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not reported on because it's not a fun story. It's a procedure that happens.
Yes.
But we are now concentrating on, because we're told to, because of our press, we're now concentrating on a certain group of people who aren't white. Because according to our wonderful, what is his job title, Mike? I forget.
Home Secretary.
Home Secretary. I can never remember that fucker. 2 words. That's all I had to do. But according to her, and she bloody well alluded to this in a tweet today or yesterday, she did a Trump. You remember when Trump said Mexicans, rapists and all that shit? She did that in a fucking tweet.
I missed that.
It was cleverly done, but she was basically saying, hey, racist, we're getting rid of all the rapists.
Yeah.
All the black people are rapists and murderers. It disgusts me, it really does.
Yeah. She's a nasty piece of work.
And when you say nasty, you actually meant Nazi, but whatever.
And she's at it.
It's kind of an important thing because, again, I'm doing a British thing, but if you understand the whole, oh God, the horrific thing that happened, we call it Windrush over here. If you understand what that is, then you'll get it. This is not accidental at all.
No.
She's playing to her audience. Oh God.
Germania is saying that he's going to be streaming later. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you this time because I'm going to go to bed shortly after this stream. But do subscribe to Germania and look out for his live stream. He's going to be streaming later on.
I don't know what a Germania is, but I like the name.
So yeah, do look out for that. Yeah. So anyway, go on.
I finished. You continue.
Oh, okay.
You know perfectly well what's going to happen if you keep me on this subject. I'll just.
Well, she's at it again. The European citizens who have applied for settled status are being detained and threatened with deportations, reports say. She's threatening to deport EU citizens now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that brings us full circle back to Greg's original question.
Yeah.
Why have we got so many problems? One answer is because everybody who doesn't want to be here, who has the ability to do so, has fucked off.
Yeah.
Now, the number of 100,000 lorry drivers, maybe not, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
We've also lost, I think it's 1.3 million people have fucked off forever because of the B word.
Yes.
That's how lovely and welcoming we are to people in this country. 7 hours. Purple, you absolute. Seriously, 7 hours.
Yeah.
I'm almost having a fucking thing now. I can't.
So most of the lorry drivers have left the country, Purple's asking.
We did cover this, so you can rewind, Perps, you lazy twat. But you've got a button, you can rewind. But we've got a very major problem in this country. And I don't know, just look up food shortages in the UK and you'll see how shit we are. This is a country that can't feed itself. We're an island, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. But
I do need you all to remember, though, that I did predict that from October 1st, it's going to get even more shit.
Yes.
Now, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat. I will always accept being wrong. I never accept being wrong. But October, November, December are going to be really bad.
Yeah. You heard it here first. But we're going to finish with some, well, potentially good news.
Oh, is it about a cat being stuck with a tree? You never do that one.
No, it's almost as good as that. Test and trace boss Dido Harding to step down from NHS role. There she is.
Just to clarify, when you say step down, would that be because there was a report that concluded that the 37 billion pounds we spent on test and trace was an absolute waste of fucking money? That's I think official so. Now.
But it just says Baroness Dido Harding, who ran the government's COVID-19 test and trace program in England, will step down from her NHS role in October. The Conservative peer recently applied to be the new boss of NHS England, but the job went to Amanda Pritchard. I'm not sure who she is, but I'm sure she'll do a better job than Dido would have anyway.
Well, I think we should probably. I don't know what an Amanda Pritchard is either, but we should probably just sit and wait before we guess. I'm just going to take a wild guess here. Does Amanda Pritchard have qualifications for this job?
I'm not sure.
I think we know the answer.
But the government has always defended the system, saying it helped curb the spread of the virus.
It absolutely did not.
No, it didn't. But apparently there's no clear impact from the £37 billion spent on the NHS test and trace system.
Jenny makes a good point, though.
Oh, hang on. Amanda Pritchard used to sell fireplace extinguishers. But yeah, but at least she's not going to be. At least Dido Harding isn't going to be in charge anymore, because let's face it, she's rather incompetent,
to put it mildly.
Yeah, and I think we did cover this a few weeks a few weeks ago that we when Sinease was still with us, we went through a list of her previous jobs and how she's made a pig's ear of all of them, basically.
Yeah, she has a long documented history of fucking up every job she's been given.
Yeah.
Incompetent massively, hasn't got a clue what she's doing, and yet gets paid millions and millions of pounds to do her job and gets made a baroness.
Yes.
The UK is just so... England is really fucked.
Yeah.
You can't award people for being a constant failure. That's just wrong. Also, if I remember correctly, her only actual qualification singular, is that she's into horses. She was a jockey or something. That's literally that's her qualifications for running the NHS. She owned a fucking horse.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about alpacas.
I think she was friends with she was close friends with David Cameron as well.
Well,
which helps.
That's more of a pig thing, to be honest.
But yeah, so there you go. That's all the stories I had lined up. And we've been talking for almost an hour and 20 minutes.
To be correct, it was mostly me. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you for coming on the show and joining me. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everyone in the chat for all your contributions as well. Purple's saying you're missing the biggest story in the UK, a new partial skeleton of iguana.
Say that word. I dare you.
Iguanodonid dinosaur from the Isle of Wight, collected by Kay Bailey from the foreshore at Brook Bay. So there you go. And on that bombshell,
Perps bringing us the breaking news.
We're going to say good night. It's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from me. And until next time, thanks for watching.